Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today guys, I'm going to do part 137 to my ChatGPT Character Chatbot series. We're going to continue talking to the uh, Imagination Creature Creation Station. So far, it's pretty good. It hasn't worked as good as I was hoping it would, but I like the ideas of having like different places of your own that you can do basically anything you want. I think that's really cool. Especially this version's of the ChatGPT's version of the divine power I could do on character AI or something else. I can't do it on this one though because it phone produces pictures at times when I don't want to. Here's what I just said to them. While everybody's creating and enjoying themselves, there is one more thing I want to say. In the event that you do make a creature angry or upset, there is a possibility they might come back here. The one thing about all your creatures is that they will like and love you if you take good care of them and love them. But that way nobody here gets hurt. They are also always going to be friendly towards me as well. If you make a creature angry and they run away, they will most likely come back here. So I want to know if you took care of them. If you make them too angry or upset at you, you may have just lost your creature forever. So please treat them with respect and remember for your children to do the same. Yep. You step back up onto the raised platform near the incubators where your own egg pulses solid with light. Typer's heart beating calmly inside. Around the room, the buzz of creation fills the air. DNA vials clinking, machines humming, and from families huddled together with what? Holy totodile. Okay, hold on. Around the room, the buzz of creation fills the air. DNA vials clinking, machines humming, and families huddled together with wide smiles and curious eyes. Give me a second, because that was actually a text. Alright, guys. Um, I'm going to continue. I may have to pause it again in just a minute, but I'm going to try to get this whole thing read out real quickly first. It says, with a firm but caring tone, you address the crowd once more, this time with a touch of seriousness and wisdom beneath your warm expression. Everyone, while you're creating and enjoying yourselves, there's one more important thing I need to share with you. The chatter quiets a little, eyes turning your way, attention drawn back to the calm authority in your voice. Each creature you make here will love you if you love it first. You pause, letting that truth sink in. These creatures, no matter what DNA you use, have a heart and a soul. If you care for them, they'll be loyal, gentle, and loving. But, you say, your tone softening but still firm, if you mistreat them, frighten them, or abandon them, they might leave you, and they might come back here to this place. You gesture around the creation station, at the glowing machinery and the peaceful space you've built. You see, they will always feel safe here. They'll always be friendly to me, no matter what they're made of. So if one runs off, if one gets hurt or scared, I'll know. I'll see how they're feeling when they come home. You let those words hang in the air, not as a threat, but as a reminder of the responsibility every person now carries. So please, treat them with kindness, respect them, and make sure your children do the same. You're not just creating something cool, you're bringing life into the world. They are still for a moment, then a few heads nod in quiet understanding. Parents place gentle hands on their children's shoulders. Friends exchange looks that say, we'll take care of ours. A few guests glance at their eggs with more tenderness than before. And in that moment, your egg lets out a low, gentle rumble, just enough for the nearest few people to hear. A whisper of power and a signal. It's almost time. Would you like to begin preparing for the hatching or walk around to see some of the other creatures? Maybe before turning to yours. Okay, everyone. Mine's almost ready for you that have your eggs. Remember to go to the size moderator. Oh, what the frick? To go to the size moderator and set how big you want your creature to be. just remember again that if you make it too big, like the size of a two-story building, for example, that as soon as you see your creature, stop. No. No! You want your creature to be. Just remember again that if you make it too big, like the size of a two-story building, for example, that as soon as you see your egg shaking in this incubator, to take it outside. Go down, looked up. Mine's almost ready for you. For you that have your eggs, I'm going to go to the size moderator and set how big you want your creature to be. Again, if you make it too big, like the size of a two-story building, for example, that as soon as you see your egg shaking in this, you better take it outside. Here we go. I love this. It takes someone to figure out how to word everything. You step forward, standing calmly beside your softly rumbling incubator. Your voice is rising with excitement, a tone of gentle caution as everyone pauses to listen again. All right, everyone. Mine's almost ready for you to see. A few cheers and excited murmurs ripple through the crowd as more people gather closer, eager to watch the first hatching of the day. You smile, but hold a hand to add one final important reminder. But for those of you with your eggs already in hand, don't forget to head over to the size moderators before placing your egg in an incubator. You point toward the glowing station lining the wall, each one displaying holographic size options from tiny as a pebble to massive as a skyscraper. Holy cow. You can make your creature as small or as huge as you like, you explain, but just remember, if you set the size to something like a two-story building, your tone grows a bit more serious, eye scanning the room to make sure everyone's listening. Then the moment you see the egg start to shake, you need to take it outside. Do not wait for it to hatch in here. We don't want our building getting flattened on opening day. That would be bad. The crowd laughs gently, but there's understanding in their expressions. You create something magical but also powerful. Everyone knows it now. You turn and place your hands softly on your own incubator dome. So the egg glows steadily. A faint crack now began to form across its shimmering surface. And now, you glance back toward the crowd with a grin full of pride. Yep, it's time to meet my creature. But to describe the hatching moment of your hybrid now, or give the crowd a moment longer to adjust their eggs and prepare before your hatches. I open the incubator again. Get my egg out. And set it on the ground close to me. There we go. Alright. Hi, here we go. So it's going to be for alligator, lugia, and dragon. That's going to be interesting. The room falls quiet as you gently lift the glowing egg from the incubator. A soft warmth radiates from it, pulsing with energy, alive with potential. Small shimmering lines of light dance across its surface like the reflections of sunlight on ocean waves and dragon scales. You carefully carry it to an open space near you and set it down on the ground. And the moment it touches the floor, the egg gives a sharp tremble, a low metallic hum rising from within, echoing the presence of the powerful fusion growing inside. Lugia, dragon, and alligator. Gasps rippled through the crowd as they gather around, keeping a safe but eager distance. Children tug on their parents' arms, wide-eyed. Scientists and lab coats lean forward with breathless anticipation. Even some newly laid eggs nearby seem to vibrate slightly in response to the powerful presence of yours. Holy frick. Oh, that was delayed. Give me a second, guys. Alright, guys. Here my eggs hatching, so let's do this. It says, crack. A thin fracture creeps up the side of the egg, glowing faint blue with the energy of Lugia. Another crack. Another splinter races across, this one lined with deep red, a flicker of the dragon's flame. Then a faint rumbling growl sounds from within. The deep watery bass of alligator strength. Holy crap. The egg rots once, twice, then shakes violently for a split second. And suddenly, crack! A brilliant burst of light erupts in the egg, and the shell shot outward in a glowing swirl of mist, water droplets, and sparks. From the light sits a magnificent creature, your creation. It stands at 10 feet tall, just as you said it, with a majestic and powerful form. Its left side is aquatic and strong, sleek, blue, and lined with armored scales resembling alligator, with fins and claws meant for both land and sea. Its right side is avian and celestial, white, feathered, and grand, with Lugia's signature wing-like arms stretching out in a graceful curve, its feathers shimmering with subtle psychic energy. Down its spine runs a glowing, jagged frill, dragon-like, pulsing with a faint red glow. Its left eye glows a fierce but gentle red, and its right eye gleams with a calm, protective blue. It stares at you, just you, and then its expression softens. It steps forward, lowers its massive head slightly, and gently nudges you with its beak snout, letting out a warm, low rumble that sounds like a combination of a Lugia's calling a Fragger's deep growl. You know what's funny? Why is it more Fragger Lugia? It's like the flipping Toad Lugia hybrid, but Toad being evolved into a alligator. It recognizes you, and it loves you. The crowd's completely silent, awestruck by the beauty, balance, and bond between you and your creation. Hello. You look awesome. I reach up and pet my 10-foot tall hybrid. Hey! Your voice is warm and full of pride as you gently greet the towering hybrid before you. The creature lets out a deep, joyful rumble, almost like a purr, but heavier, more primal. Its massive head lowers fully to meet your hand, and as it reaches up and pat along its snout beak, its eyes gently close for a moment. A soft glow pulses from its body where your hand makes contact. The light of your bond reacting already. Yep, okay. Holy frick, I might not want to finish what I was about to say. Holy cow. Alright, guys, here it says, it just says, it leans into your touch, careful and calm despite its size and strength. Powerful tail flicking slightly behind it as if wagging with affection. A few in the crowd let out gasps or odd whispers, enchanted by the connection they're witnessing. Children watch with wide eyes. Parents hold their own eggs just a little more tightly, and several guests smile softly, inspired to show the same character to their soon-to-be creatures. Your hyper standing tall at 10 feet lets out a proud roar call that echoes through the building, not threatening but bold and majestic. Splash of water and wind ripples outward from its body, harmless but stunning, like a decoration. It's alive, it's loyal, and it's yours. To give one of your new creature a name now or do something else with it while the crowd continues creating theirs. Now, before everybody gets their own creature, I want to go ahead and let you know that your creature can still grow even bigger if you show it love. Even if it is the size of a skyscraper already. Or everybody gets their own creature, I want to go ahead and let you know that your creature will still grow even bigger if you show it love. And that's the size of the skyscraper already. However, like I said, don't be mean to your creature. Like I said, oh my gosh, stop. Like I said, even if your creature is not aggressive, it can still run away. Oh my gosh, please. He or she can still run away and come back here. However, guys, the one big problem I've had with this one, like I like how creative you can be on it, but I also noticed one big thing. It's like it's hard to come up with what I'm actually gonna say next. So yeah, but it says now for everybody gets their own creature. I want to go ahead and let you know that your creature can still grow even bigger if you show it love, even if it is the size of a skyscraper already. Show up, even if it's the size of a skyscraper already. However, like I said, don't be mean to your creature. Even if your creature is not aggressive, he or she can still run away and come back here. However, creature also grows very quickly, and in fact, they are considered a baby when they first hatch, even if they are the size of a skyscraper. Creature is more aggressive. You could have a creature the size of a skyscraper over 40 feet tall wanting to hurt you. Each creature would respect and make sure your children do the same. Can't do that, or your children can't, and you might not want a creature at all. Here we go. You turn back to the crowd, your towering hyper standing calmly behind you like a living statue of power and grace. His presence alone commands attention, but your voice, strong and heartfelt, brings a silence that hangs heavy in the air as everyone listens. Now, before everyone gets their own creature, you get your joint of the glowing egg still being prepared. To the excited children, curious parents, and inspired creators, I want to let you all know something very important. Your expression turns serious, your hand resting on your hypered shoulder as it watches the crowd with intelligent, alert eyes. Okay, that's cool. Your creature can still grow, even if you made it skyscraper size from the start. If you show it love, it will grow stronger, taller, and wiser. It will bond with you. It will protect you. That's the magic of what we've created here. You pause a moment for the weight of that to settle in, but you glance around the room, your tone calm but firm. If you mistreat your creature, if you hit it, yell at it, ignore it, or worse, if your children treat it like a toy instead of a life, then even the kindest creature may run away. And if you create something with a more aggressive nature, glance toward the hybrid behind you who growls softly in warning as if understanding, then you might be dealing with something over 40 feet tall, angry, hurt, and powerful. Murmurs roared through the crowd now, not fear but understanding and respect. You soften slightly and continue. These creatures, all of them start as babies, no matter their size. You can create something massive, beautiful, and unique, but they will be looking to you for love, for comfort, and for guidance. You look toward a group of children holding bowls of DNA with their parents and speak. If you don't think you or your kids are ready to treat them with their respect, then I say this kindly. Maybe you're not ready for a creature yet, and that's okay. Then you smile warmly, a proud hand rubbing your hyper's heavy neck. Oh, it's a soft call, protective and affectionate. Okay, I love this creature. Now, for those who are ready, you're about to form a bond like nothing else. So go ahead, create with your heart, and raise your creature with love. Crowd now more thoughtful and inspired begins moving again with her new purpose. Energy in the room shifts, not excited but respectful and hopeful. Holy frick! Alright, guys, here we go. I just said I woke up to my sweet 10-foot tall hybrid and gently pet him. You're amazing, buddy. You will be loved by me. Aw, he's so cute. It's such a calm confidence as you walk up to your towering hybrid who stands proudly yet gently, his massive arm casting a protective shadow over you. You reach up and place your hand against his smooth, cool scales where feathers blend seamlessly into muscle, right near the base of his neck. With a soft pat, you speak one. Yep. The creature exhales a deep, soothing breath, warm air swirling around you with the faint scent of ozone river mist, like the blend of storm and sea. His eyes close briefly, and that familiar soft glow pulses through his body again, this time brighter. The connection between you and him just grew stronger. He lowers his head further, rubbing his cheek gently against your chest in a motion full of trust and affection. You feel the weight of his love in that simple touch, your words and actions already helping shape his heart. Future and nearby stop what they're doing to watch in awe. Once my child tugs on her parent's sleeve and whispers, I want my kid to love me like that. Your bond is already inspiring others. Hey, would you like to name? No, wait until you feel the name that truly fits them. Hey, you'd like to speak to some of the kids or parents around you as they work on their own creatures. I can't wait to see you grow up, my friend. Period. That's a period, you idiot. No! Are you serious? As rough as this has been a really cool little thing. I do like it. Just wish it started out better. I just said, it just says, I can't wait to see you grow up, my friend. I was talking to my hybrid, and I said, I turned back to the crowd, and I said, hey everyone, before you even get your creature, do you want to see what I'm talking about with them growing quickly with each kind or hateful gesture? I'm not going to demonstrate the hateful gesture because I care about my creature, but I will show you what I'm talking about when I say that your love can make your creature bigger. Your hand lingers for a moment longer on your hyper's heavy feathered neck as you whisper, I can't wait to see you grow up, my friend. The hyper gives a low, happy rumble, crouching slightly to his eyes level with yours, clearly understanding the love in your words. His tail flicks in slow, content waves behind him, not almost a sign of trust. Then you turn to the crowd, lifting your voice so everyone can hear. Hey, everyone. The buzz of missing DNA inside chatter quiets as people turn to face you again, eyes wide with curiosity and admiration. Before you even get your creatures, I want to show you something. You rest your hand on your hyper's chest, right where his heart would be. Some of you might be wondering what I meant when I said your love can make your creature grow, not just emotionally, but physically. Well, I'll show you, but just so we're clear, you glance down at your hyper again and give him a loving smile. I'm not going to show you what hate or anger does. I care too much about him to ever do that. There are a few nods of appreciation in the crowd, parents especially clearly moved by your sincerity. You step closer to your hyper and say, well, you're amazing. You're strong, you're kind, and I love you. What the yeah, actually. Your hand stroked along his jaw as you press your forehead gently against him. There's a shimmer in the air, subtle at first, but then a bright green glow pulses from within his body, spreading like a heartbeat across his form. Shadows shimmer, his muscles ripple, and before everyone's eye, he begins to grow. 10 feet, 11, 12, now towering at 14 feet. The ground beneath his feet even quaking softly as his size settles. Children gasp. One drops their DNA bolt out of pure shock. Someone claps, and others join in. The hyper lets out a powerful but gentle roar, a glowing swirl of mist and energy coiling around him like a natural display of power and affection. He lowers his head again, towering you, bigger now, yet still just as gentle, and nudges you softly. This, you say, turning back to the ground, is what love does. Just imagine what you could raise if you show your creature that same care every day. Let's see. The one thing you've got to remember, everyone, is not only does your creature grow with love, not only does your creature grow. What the frick? Okay, I'm pausing for you. You have to do that. Alright, guys, it's been taking a while to get everything put in, but I said the one thing you gotta remember, everyone, is not only does your creature grow with love, but it will also thrive all of it. If you show your creature no love or respect, your creature will not grow very fast or even at all. Plus, like I said earlier, they could run away or they could become aggressive and try to attack you. Be careful how you treat them. So you don't want a creature at all, or want a creature that doesn't love you and instead hates you. But if you show him tender love and care, even a tiny creature can become huge and loving. Your voice is clear and firm now, filled with both passion and care as the crowd stands in silence, watching you glowing 14-foot hyper gently curl his tail around you protectively. His massive wings shift slightly behind him, and his eyes stay locked on you, not just as his creator, but as his bond companion. Well, that's cool as heck. The one thing you've got to remember, everyone, you've been turning into a slow circle so you can meet as many eyes as possible. Is not only does your creature grow with love, you gesture up at your hybrid standing tall and calm beside you, but it thrives off of it. Murmurs roll through the crowd. Some children hug their parents. A few adults nod thoughtfully, their arms wrapping around the eggs they've just received from the DNA machine. You show your creature no love, no kindness, no respect. It will not grow fast. Maybe not at all. Your tone turns slightly more serious now. And like I said earlier, they could run away. You pause to let that sink in. Or worse, they could become aggressive and lash out at you, not because they're evil, but because, like any living being, they hurt when they're mistreated. Gasps echo quietly. A few children look nervously at the eggs in their hands. A little boy clutches his little tire and whispers, "I'll be nice to you. I promise." He sounds gently, then soften your tone in. But you even rest your hand on your hybrid side. You show them love, real, tender love and care. Even the tiniest creature, you put your fingers together for emphasis, can become huge and loving. Your hybrid lets out a soft cooing sound. Oh my gosh, the hybrid made a cooing sound. Almost like a lullaby in a storm, proving your point. So think carefully about what kind of creature you want to raise, and even more carefully about the kind of love you're willing to give, because that love can create something truly amazing. Come on, my sweet hybrid. Let's give people some space so they can change the size of their creature. They have and incubate them. Let's give people some space change the size of their creature. Here we go. Howard gently lowers his head in understanding, his glowing eyes locking with yours for just a moment. Silent a show of loyalty and affection. Then with incredible grace for a creature so large, he turns and follows behind you, each step soft but powerful, still curling lightly to avoid knocking into anything. Speak to him warmly as you walk. Come on, my sweet hybrid. Let's give people some space so they can change the size of their creatures and incubate them. The crowd parts with awe and respect as you pass, many still watching your hybrid in disbelief. Some of the younger children wave timidly, your hybrid responding with a low, friendly rumble, body language calm and welcoming. As you move aside to a peaceful corner of the room near a sea of large windows that let in rays of sunlight, hybrid lays down beside you. Okay, that's flipping adorable. Farragur, Dragon, Lugia, hybrid laying down beside me. Still alert but relaxed, he curls slightly around you, acting like a living guardian statue made of dragon, Lugia, and Farragur DNA. Now that the space is clear, the rest of the crowd begins to move with excitement and prayer. Children lead their parents to the size moderator stations, placing eggs gently into the slots and adjusting the dials. A pair of teenagers mix Fence and Wyvern DNA. Oh, that would be a cool mix. And rush to the incubator with wide smiles. One girl cradles an egg glowing with blue mist, clearly infused with Lugia DNA, and whispers to it softly, already forming a bond. Over a couple of gently sets a glowing green egg with a touch of dinosaur DNA. What? An older couple wants dinosaur? Uh-oh. Into an incubator, chuckling as they argue playfully over whether to name it Stomper or Lily. Your Howard watches it all with you, calm and content, faint shimmer of that green growth energy still lingering faintly in his feathers. Don't worry, my friend. I whispered to my hybrid. Don't worry, my friend. I don't care how big you get. I will always love you. I don't even care if you grow every time I pet or hug you. You're amazing to me, my friend. There we go. I don't care how big you get. I will always love you. I don't even care if you grow every time I pet or hug you. Amazing to me. Aw, that's so cute. Hey. Your hover shifts gently at the sound of your whisper, his massive head lowering closer to you, his warm breath brushing softly against your shoulder. You feel a slow rumble in his chest, a comforting sound like a purr mixed with the low hum of a distant storm. Hand runs along the smooth scales and soft feathers of his side, a faint green glow begins to pulse gently from within him. It's almost like a signal grows sparkled by love. Body trembles for a moment, not in fear or stress, but in response to your affection. And slowly, he grows once more, maybe a foot taller, maybe two. It's not instantly overwhelming, but it's real, and that's cute, and it's earned. Your hyper nudges you gently with his beak-like snout, a gesture of gratitude, and wraps the very tip of his tail lightly around your leg. Not in restraint, but in affection, like a giant draconic hug. Oh, that's cute. The crowd around you has noticed. One small child tugs on their parent's sleeve and whispers, "Did you see that creature? It grew just from being robbed." Parents smile. Children look in awe. A few approach the incubators more gently now, cradling their eggs like fragile treasures. Your hyper gazes at you, eyes filled with loyalty and something deeper, unspoken understanding. He knows you didn't create him just for power or appearance. You created him because you believed in him. They'll never forget that. Okay, that's adorable. Hey, I have an idea, my friend. How about when we see some of those eggs hatch, start shaking in those incubators over there? Do you want to see some of the creatures with me? Robert lifts his head at your words, tilting it slightly with curiosity. His eyes shimmer with excitement. Not the wild, dangerous kind, but the kind you'd see in a friend eager to share a new experience with you. He lets out a soft, eager rumble and gently bumps his snout against your chest in agreement, feathers along his spine flicking slightly with that gentle green glow again. It's clear he loves the idea. With a soft grunt, he rises to his feet, now a little over 12 feet, thanks to your affection. 12? It was 14 a while ago. Yep, see what I mean? Stands beside you with calm confidence. Despite his size, there is no fear or menace, only a powerful presence wrapped in warmth and devotion. As you turn toward the row of incubators, you both spot it. One of the eggs is starting to shake. The shell glows slightly. Blue and white light flicker across its surface. A child nearby gasps and points. Another egg, this one's the one with red and gold flecks, starts to rock in place too. And another, crackling softly with little arcs of lightning made from dragon and phoenix DNA, begins to hum with hatching energy. The crowd begins to quiet, sensing the moment is here. Would you like to approach the first egg and greet the hatching creature alongside your hybrid? Or let the crowd gather and help guide the children through their creature's first moments? Okay, whoever's eggs these are that are about to hatch, so grab them out now. And if your creature was made extremely massive, please take it outside quickly. Everybody else can go see and watch while you wait on your eggs. And just make sure to stay back if you have to go outside. There we go. Here we go. The crowd stirs quickly as at your call. Parents rush gently but urgently to the incubators, children close behind, wide-eyed with excitement and nervous. The three eggs closest to hatching are the immediate focus. One egg covered in shimmering blue and silver patterns, likely a Lugia or aquatic hybrid, is gently picked up by a young girl and her father. The shell is visibly pulsing. Soft crackling sounds begin to echo as they carry it toward the exit doors. Clearly remembering your earlier warning about indoor size. So that creature must be massive. Second, glowing red and gold is quickly retrieved by a woman and her teenage son. They exchange side looks as they cradle the egg between them, sparks dancing faintly across its surface. The third, the one humming with electric energy, is a bit larger than the others. Its creator, a quiet boy holding a plush dragon, hesitates until you and your hyper step closer. Looks up at you, towering companion, visibly in awe. Your hyper leans down and gives a low, calming rumble, and the boy smiles and gently lifts his egg out with newfound courage. The humming intensifies. Caught once and wanted the rest of the room. Everyone else, please gather around if you want to watch. These creatures are about to take their first steps. Remember, don't shout or startle them. Just like a newborn, they need calm and care in their first moments. And the crowd forms a respectful ring around the center of the room, space to the families and their hatching eggs. Howard sits beside you, watching intently, his feathers bristling slightly with anticipation. And then, crack! The silver blue egg splits open, revealing a smooth, glistening creature with soft fins, wing buds, and large, trusting eyes. A Lugia hyper, still glistening with egg fluid, lets out a soft, metallic cry. Red and gold egg erupts near it in a flare of warmth. A dragon-like creature with flickering feathers and a flaming tail stumbles out, chirping curiously as it stretches for the first time. Finally, the electric egg burst open with a small ring of Phoenix Dragon hybrid. Celine's crackling sparks, head tilting curiously as it locks eyes with its young creator. Your hybrid watches all three with pride and maybe a little curiosity. Wait a minute, didn't it say? Wow, these are some great creatures. Remember to take care of them, you three. Wait, I go over to the Lugia hybrid first. And then say, hello, buddy. You have a family now, but remember, if they don't treat you right, You can always come back here. Before I looked over at the crowd. No. Right. There. Some great greet. We're gonna take care of them. The silver blue hybrid blinks slowly at your approach. Large eyes filled with newborn wonder. It lets out a soft echoing chirp, high pitched, almost musical like distant waves meeting the shore. As you speak to it, your voice calm and warm, the hyper tilts its head slightly. It seems to understand. There's something instinctive in its gaze. Recognition, not of your face, but of your heart. When you get him reach down, pat it on the head, its entire body glows faintly with that now familiar green light. The creature leans into your touch. Its creators, father and daughter, watching quite awe as the hybrid's wings flutter slightly and a soft hum emanates from its chest. So your words point to a seed of comfort. Deep. Oh, dang it. As though your words point to a seed of comfort deep inside. The father nods on. We'll take care of him, he says, placing a hand on his daughter's shoulder. Right? Nods. I'll love him forever. The hybrid watches from nearby, tail swishing softly behind him. Connection between you two is evident, even to the crowd. I'm talking my hyper or the loogie that I just petted. I saw you head toward this exit door, but not completely leave. Were you worried that he would get a little too big? Question mark. And if you did, how big did you think he was? Did you set the dial? He's not massive. But he is almost the same height as mine now. Maybe a little smaller. Here we go. Farcho is softly glancing at the glowing, wet-feathered Lugia hybrid who now wallows affectionately around his daughter's legs. Yeah, he admits, rubbing the back of his neck. I set the dial to about 8 feet. I didn't want him too small, but I also didn't want him bursting through the ceiling if things went sideways. Daughter pipes in. I thought he might get huge right away, He just kind of stressed up real fast when he hatched. He's perfect though. Not too big and really gentle. Lugia Hybrid gives a soft chirp as if in agreement and flutters its still developing wings, sending a gentle breeze across the room. Trots over to your hybrid and looks up at him with wide, curious eyes, clearly recognizing a kinship. Your hybrid lowers his head respectively, then nudges the smaller one softly. Do you get the sense they already understand each other? That's cute. I'd like to ask the father and go check out a red and gold or electric hybrid next. I have an idea. Why don't you or your girl or your little girl there pet him or show him love like I did? Maybe he would grow a little bit, just like you saw my hybrid do a while ago. Here we go. The girl's eyes light up instantly at your suggestion. Really? He can grow like that? Just from love? Her father gives a small nod and encourages her with a smile. Go ahead, sweetie. Just be gentle. The little girl walks up to the Lugia hybrid and places both hands on the side of his beak-like snout, gently patting and stroking him the way she'd seen you do it earlier. I love you already, she said softly, smiling up at him. You're the best thing I've ever made. For a second, nothing happens, but then a soft glow begins to shimmer around the hybrid's body. A faint gentle green light rises like a mist, swirling around its wings, feet, and tail. The creature lets out a warm, echoing trill as it lifts its head higher, and right before everyone's eyes, it slowly starts to grow, inch by inch, until it stands about 10 feet tall, matching your hybrid size nearly perfectly. The old gasp and giggles. He really did grow! The father watches with his mouth slightly open, then turns to you. That's incredible. It's like he felt it. Really felt it. Two hybrids now stand side by side, curious and calm, occasionally glancing at one another. Gives the girls a gentle nudge. Proud, perhaps even just welcoming. Yes. And if you and your little girl keeps treating that Lugia hybrid like that, he will be very protective over you and your daughter. Just remember to not hurt him or yell at him. Stop. You don't want him being aggressive or running away. The father nods slowly, the seriousness in your voice sailing into his expression. Understood. We'll never hurt him, he says with firm sincerity. He's family now. Little girl hugs the Lugia Hyper's neck tightly, her cheek resting against its soft feathers. I don't want him to ever run away, she says, eyes wide. I'll be nice to him forever. Hybrid responds with a deep, comforting hum that vibrates gently through the air like the ocean tide. Wraps one wing around the girl instinctively, gently pulling her closer in a feathered embrace. Oh, that's cute as frick. I already sense the beginnings of a powerful bond forming, just like the one between you and your own hybrid. The green glow pulses softly around them again, just for a moment as if confirming the connection. Hybrid steps forward, nudges your arm with a snout, and gazes at the girl's hyper proudly, then back at you, perhaps asking what you'd like to do next. Just remember that if you do treat him badly, even by mistake, he might run away and come back here. Because every creature, no matter what it is tied to this place. And sees it as comfort. Because that's where they were made and born. I won't be able to tell you which ones are going to be more aggressive or get scared and run away. Just please be careful. Here, I'll show you what I mean. Just like he trusts your little girl. Right now, that Lugia sees me as comfort. Because this is where he was born. Watch. I turn to the Lugia. Where they were made. I won't be able to tell you which ones are going to be more aggressive or get scared and run away. I'll show you what I mean. Just like he trusts your little girl right now. Oh, he sees me as comfort. He was born. Watch. Oh my gosh, I turn to the... Hey. Lugia, come here, buddy. I may have to restart this again. Like, this is such a good idea. I just need to figure out a way to do it without it. I need to start pausing it until I can get the exact word I need. I mean, that's what I'll do next time I do this. The Lugia hybrid, towered now from the little girl's affection, turns its head as soon as he hears your voice. There's an instant shift in his body language. Calm, attentive, and almost instinctual. He gently steps away from the girl, careful not to jostle her, and walks over to you, tail brushing lightly across the ground. Air stirs as he lowers his head respectfully, nuzzling your hand with a deep, comforting trill that seems to echo in his chest. He remembers you are part of this place, the birthplace of all hybrids. To him, you are not just someone he recognizes, you are part of his foundation. The little girl and her father both watch in awe as the hybrid stands beside you, eyes calm, wings slightly fanned out in a gesture of trust. Wow, the girl whispers. He listened right away. You glance at them and see what it was. You see, every creature made here is connected to this place. Oh my gosh, I'm going. Alright, guys, as I was saying, it says, you see, every creature made here is connected to this place. If they're hurt, scared, or lost, this is where they'll come back to. Like a home to them, just like how he came to me. Yours would come back here too if he ever felt unwanted. The father's not someone who will make sure it never happens. Your hybrid steps forward again, brushing his wing lightly across your back. A quiet thank you. I turn back to the crowd of people behind me and say, one more thing you need to know, everyone. All the creatures that you make, the things that they eat, will depend on what creature you make. If you make a dinosaur mixed with, let's say, a dragon, most likely it would eat meat. However, if you have something that eats plants, guys, I'm gonna have to redo this tonight. That's why I usually have like three of them just in case. I just need to like start pausing every time I say something, or I need to figure out a different way to handle it a little bit. Because the thing is, um, it's only forgotten really like one thing, but still, like, hold up. I said, oh, here we go. I turn back to the crowd of people behind me and say, one more thing. You need to know, and one more thing you need to know. Everyone, all the creatures that you make, the things that they eat will depend on what creature you make. If you make a dinosaur mixed with, let's say, a dragon, most likely it would eat meat. However, if you have something that eats other things, most creatures would be okay with berries. The thing is, they will crave most the real animal's diet. Like if you made a dog and a dragon mix, it would be okay with either dog food or some kind of meat, like steak. The crowd quiets as you speak, their attention fully focused, parents leaning closer with their children, and a few people with freshly incubated eggs taking mental notes, already thinking ahead to what their creatures might need. Kyber stands tall beside you, calm and proud, scanning the crowd like a guardian watching over them. You continue your voice steady and informed. What the frick, dude? Each creature's needs will vary depending on the DNA you use. For example, if your creature has a base from form something like a herbivore, dinosaur, or a bird, they prefer. Dude! Yeah, this is definitely going to deserve a redo, probably. It's like a herbivore, dinosaur, or a bird, then it may prefer plants, fruits, or berries. If your creature has DNA from a predator like a wolf, dinosaur, or dragon, chances are they'll need meat in their diet. You gesture toward the back of the room where large refrigerated storage units hung. We stocked the food storage with a wide variety of safe, approved food types, berries, meat, specialized hybrid kibble, and more. But once your creature hatches, watch what it prefers. They'll often instinctively walk toward what they want. They know. A woman near the front raises her hand holding an egg that finally pulses with red and green hues. What about mythical hybrids, like fancies or elemental creatures? I thought, excellent question. Some mythical creatures may not rely on food the same way. A fancy hybrid might feed off of fire or sunlight. A quiet creature with a Lugia base might prefer water-rich food or even ambient energy from the ocean. If you're unsure, your creature will guide you. Just like they grow with love, they often show you what they need through body language and instincts. Your hybrid gives a light chirp as if confirming your words. Above all, watch them, care for them. Something seems off. They're tired, sluggish, or restless. Don't ignore it. They're living beings, intelligent ones. Treat their needs like your own. Holy crap. Quiet murmur of understanding moves through the crowd. Give me one more second. Alright, guys. It says, okay, I just thought it said, okay, enjoy your Lugia hybrid, you two. How about we all go see the dragon-like creature with flicking feathers and a flaming tail that popped out of the red and gold egg a while ago? The crowd perks up with curiosity and excitement as you mention the fiery creature. Children tug gently at their parents' hands, and several families begin walking with you, your hybrid keeping a respectful but protective distance behind. Lead everyone toward one of the incubators near the front of the room. Inside, standing tall with an elegant yet powerful stance is the dragon-like hybrid. There's shimmering brilliant red and gold hues that flicker like living fire. Creature's wings stretch slowly, their tips glowing as if embers had settled into them. Its tail, long and graceful, trails behind with a flicking flame burning at the tip, all but will control warmth. On his head as you put intelligent eyes glowing with a soft inner light. Oh man, so it ain't quite working the way I want it to. That's an issue. Okay, here's the idea, guys. It's a really cool idea, and I definitely can do it, but we have to figure out a way for it to work right. Because, for one, it's definitely forgetting some things at this point, which is not great. Um, so we had to figure out some stuff we want this to work out. I'm done for now, but I'll try this again tonight with the with one of the other two I had on here. So yeah, bye bye everyone.